They can proceed.
Hello, everybody. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of the chat of all ages. Though you really shouldn't be here if you're under 18, for the record. For legal reasons. Be that as it may. Welcome to yet another episode of Rolling in the Aisles. If you were expecting this to be a political stream, then I apologise. However, don't worry.
Someone instantly leaves.
If you're expecting this to be about the midterms, well, I'm sure we can supply a different kind of disaster. In any case, who would like to recount the events of 2 weeks prior? Little jump once.
Last time on Dragon Ball Z, we entered the cemetery. We traveled a total of 15 squares, like 60 foot, and Baz experienced a bit of team building, if you will, as he frantically tried to get away from a zombie in the water.
In terms of team building, Han, it's not team building, it's necromancy. There's a difference.
And the entire party decided to collectively shit itself and have a bit of a Little Mermaid moment.
That's one way to put it. You got your fade around by a zombie. This week, unfortunately, Aiden will not be joining us. She was scheduled to be here, unfortunately, due to her travels. It somewhat precluded her attendance, which also explains the, how should I put it, extremely yee-yee presentation on her end in terms of the streams display, because she has the access to it, we don't, so it's a little bit less organised than we'd normally have. This episode will once again be called The One with the Horse in It. We promise this time. We'll change it in post to gaslight you, don't worry.
Mm-hmm.
So we join our intrepid heroes on a makeshift bridge made of a felled wall. A zombie lay with its head crushed in the silt of the shallow pools below. A sarcophagus stands empty. A dog is now missing. Though, how much of a dog you can really call it when it has spiky protrusions and butterfly's mouth and can shoot prismatic sprays out of its eyes. There's a lot to unpack, at the very least. So we shall now reconvene, as you were, folks.
I believe there was also some sort of a hummingbird trying to guide us through the area.
It was a kingfisher bird.
Very different size from a hummingbird.
Yes.
Looks somewhat similar, just bigger. In terms of coloration, at the very least. And it went on its merry way across
this direction.
Through. And again, now that the silt is starting to settle down, the smell that permeates you is absolutely horrid. It's clinging and cloying, and again oddly sweet and chemical. And it's covering you in a thick film. Your poor knee has nearly been wrenched out of its socket.
I fucking hate this place.
Some arsehole threw a sickle into your arm and nearly drowned you.
Who the fuck decided to teach jujitsu to zombies?
Yeah, I wasted my magic sickle. And I fucking missed.
Yeah. A real damn shame that was.
Sorry, bro.
Just sort of like looks at the hole in his arm that is very gradually starting to close up. It's alright. Could have been worse.
could have attempted to steal the kettle and flash fried all of you.
Baz instinctively feels for his waistband and realizes, oh yeah, where is my kettle? He looks into the pond and says, did anyone see my kettle, by any chance?
I vaguely remember that I took it.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, here you go, comrade. I saved your kettle. I know that I got you in the arm, but I did save your kettle for you, so that's something.
Oh, cheers, pal. I appreciate it.
No,
Oh,
that-
and you know that if he had touched that kettle to the water whilst you were still in it, it would have gone extremely poorly for you.
Yeah, it was gonna explode or some shit, wasn't it? Seem to remember.
Yeah, that would have been rather nasty. Needless to say, let's not mess around for too long in this area. We may want to go in there.
In some distant parts of the pond, you can kind of see a bit of stirring.
Yep, let's get going.
water.
So,
And just in the distance, there's still those great baying hounds that are now, you can see them just dragging their jaws across the ground, raking the exposed granite flag. There's this horrible grinding noise in the
Does it
distance, and the
appear
rattling
as
chain.
though they've seen us, or they've noticed us.
Roll me a sense motive.
All right.
I would also like to roll sense motive.
You may.
I keep forgetting I can open my character sheet in a different tab. Roll 20.
No,
It's a really nice feature in it, but,
It really is.
especially like
Two.
if you've got two screens.
I do.
Yeah, so it's perfect. I love it.
Between the two of you, they have noticed you, though they seem concerned with something else much closer to them. They are pulling at the chain, attempting to dislodge it. Each of them is shackled directly to the wall, as in, via a hefty chain. You suspect that the chain might have once been used for maritime purposes rather than actually being designed to restrain just hounds. It's very over-engineered.
You know what? Let's leave those dogs be. By the way, Bill, how deep was the water on this side?
Okay. On this side, it's only about 5 feet deep. Chest height, the very deepest.
All right, I will.
Which is weird. Roll me any knowledge you feel would be appropriate. Geography would be easiest.
Sure. I will use geography, and at the same time, I will start prodding at the water with my 10-foot pole.
Okay.
To check for the depth.
It's only about 5 foot deep now. When you were dragged underwater, it was far, far deeper.
You're a bit of a fat bastard, aren't you?
Well, I mean, I like to eat, but you know, I just have dense bones, really. It's a genetic thing, you see.
It was definitely a lot deeper and a lot darker when you were in the water the last time. Now it's only chest height. And on you, barely that.
Try and put some weight on my 10-foot pole to see if it has much give.
Pretty much done. And you went through it like it's not like you went through an actual barrier. You were just going through what felt like pondweed. It wasn't a solid surface. And it felt like there was a lot more below you to go before you reached the bottom. Now it's... Hell, you could... If it were any shorter, you'd be able to wade through it, no problem. As it stands, and it comes up to about your midriff.
Alright. Well, my fellow adventurers, might I suggest we go in here? As I point at the entrance.
Yes. She'll try to scoop up some more of the like pond algae before she waits for the others to go on.
Can I just pole vault my way in there? So I don't get...
Yeah, it's an easily vaulted thing. Roll me up acrobats check and just don't roll one. Which reminds me, lest we forget,
boy.
we owe Mr. Zalmez a roll each, don't we? Lest we forget. Roll them, please. Make like it to joint and roll them.
Oh, does this go for Mark as well? Or for Carl as well?
Carl will roll as and when he arrives.
Gotcha.
It is not yet time.
Soon.
Soon, yeah. Okay.
What's the largest dice size that they have on this game? Like, I was tempted then to put like a sarcastic amount of zeros to test it, but...
Oh god, my copy of the random thing might have just broken completely.
I think functionally it can go up to 1 million. Anything beyond that is gonna not work.
Anything over a couple of 100 d6s, though, completely obliterates itself.
Yeah.
Once I had to roll 1500 d6 for an attack, and it was a whole to do.
It's the kind of video I do on my channel, just trying to break the thing rather than actually playing it.
Fucking Adobe, I swear to god.
Is Adobe Reader being Adobe Reader?
Yes, it's rendering like it's a damn drop down list.
Can I suggest that you
Open it
just
in
set it to
browser.
open it in browser, because it's so much faster. You will be very surprised.
Yeah.
Like, I really don't get how Adobe Reader is a software in and of itself, despite the fact that it actively makes PDF reading a far worse experience.
It fell off aggressively.
It really
So,
did.
Okay. I'll put a pin in that one.
Oh, should someone roll for Aiden?
We'll do the... She'll either than one. Okay, 6, 6.
You must do your role as a husband.
I shall roll that descend.
So
By the
where's
way-
the stream being projected? I want to read the chat.
Hmm?
Where's the stream being projected? I want to read the chat.
I'll grab the link for you on that one.
6064.
I can't do anything yet until the character's introduced, so I might as well just hang out with people.
It's in player's chat.
Okay, one of the results you got, Han, because I can't discuss it just yet, is target sees everything backwards like a mirror image. That sounds like raw tumors all over the body, so let's not do that one. Instead, you get the far more esoteric one.
Yes.
Target is holding an egg in each hand and must not break them. You find yourself being the proud owner of a pair of eggs.
Fancy.
I am the mother bird now.
Now, it doesn't say you have to keep carrying them,
Just
so
don't break them.
just don't break them. Or something horrible might happen.
If only we had some kind of kettle that we could boil them in.
What are these funky red eggs with quirky faces on them? Gee, I wonder.
Halloween themed Easter eggs. Let's
Yeah.
go.
Okay, 2951. What the fuck? Shit. Okay. Mark, if you get hit with a nat 20 on a bludgeoning weapon, let me know. Because you'll be exposed to a severe sunburn.
Alright.
Apparently. But been a really kind of a weird one. This round of them. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, these are very specific.
Yeah.
It won't be funny in 50 years when my character dies of skin cancer.
Okay, 6367. So you got the wild stone the crows get. Target thinks they are wrongly imprisoned in their body. Or target loses 1d100% of their mass. Okay, we can either go down a very slippery slope of a fucking storyline, or
Did you
imitate
say
life.
uses or
Loses.
say uses or loses?
Loses 1d100% of their mass.
Start deflating like a balloon.
Might be able to put someone in. Well, I assumed then that if they.
So either Aiden's character can imitate life, or the former option, which is
She becomes made out of geodes.
the more identitarian option.
I mean, geodes would make sense. They're hollow. Just don't get tempted to break her open, I suppose.
Turns into a sponge.
Okay, with that round of very bizarre rolls out of the way. Okay, I'm going to be upfront with what you roll, Penny.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you two options. I'm going to give you the option. Either the next meal you make turns into mercury,
Okay.
or the next time you go near a lake, a tentacle monster pops out.
Does this count as a lake where we are right now?
Some of the larger
Swamp.
areas might count.
Swamp.
It's a swamp or a marsh. A lake. What's the definition of a lake? If only I had a high-ranking knowledge geography, so I would know.
Oh man. What if
Just like an enclosed pool in it, a lake.
Large area of water surrounded by land. So
Fine large.
there's probably some size, difference. It has to be a landlocked stretch of water.
Like it can't be attached to a river or something like that, I mean. Just like a big pond.
Well, a lake is necessarily attached to a river because it's just usually a drainage point for it, and then there's usually a drainage point out. We'll get onto the. I'm sure we'll survive the finer points of defining geographical structures later.
Yeah.
As it is, we'll leave it for now. And
Oh, my only concern was that future Mercury versus very potential right now octopus monster or whatever.
this is a tentacle monster. It doesn't say it's hostile.
That's a fair point.
Also, tentacle monster includes just an actual octopus.
Making that option sound very friendly. I don't like that.
The scenario was never going to go across quite that to begin with, Penny. There's only so much we can polish that turd.
I know. Let's go with the tentacle one, I suppose.
Okay, wait. I believe you were at least Baz was going into what appears to be an old abandoned, like a substructure, and not a mausoleum or a church. It seems to be probably an old, perhaps keeper's house. Almost nothing remains of it. All the windows are completely destroyed. All the doors are completely missing. And inside, you're greeted with appears to be a large, what appears to be an urn normally used for incense, or perhaps offerings, or even large bouquet showers, that is currently emitting very small wisps of smoke, and an armored figure. Whose armor seems to be very worse for wear.
Does it seem as if they are alive?
Yes.
Or at least animated?
Yes, they are definitely moving, albeit very slowly. There are enormous bags under their eyes. They seem to be just about awake.
Good afternoon.
Oh, what is it? Oh. Pardon me. So I wasn't expecting to see anyone out here. What brings you out this way, traveller?
Oh, we're just collecting. What's it called? Mold. Some scholarly fella asked us to collect a specific type of mold here that grows in the ponds and all that. What about you?
Who on earth would send you out here? This place is dangerous. Church's Guild sent me down here.
Ah, fellow member, eh?
Shoot, because you haven't down. Fresh face?
Yep, fresh face.
Thought it might be. No one else in the guild keeps their armor quite that clean. No, the look he's got there, maybe not so much anymore. Apologies, she kind of leaves herself up. There's audible creaking from her armor. You can see like wisps of rust pour out from the gaps. Excuse my rudeness.
Oh, no worries. His name is Baz, by the way.
Astra. She'll extend a gauntleted hand.
You will go in to shake it.
As you do, it's far smaller in person, mind you. The bird will kind of perch on your shoulder.
Oh, there we are.
I see you've seen Salome.
Yeah, he's helped me guide through this. Navigate my way through this place a little bit.
I thought that Aunt Salome may have found someone. She doesn't usually wander off like that without a good reason. Goodness me, don't tell me they sent you here alone.
Oh, no, there's a few others that are lagging behind. Just sort of sticks his head out of the entranceway. Says, "Hey, you lot, come on, let's get in here." As he hands the 10-foot pole over to Eris so she can vault her way into the structure as well.
Acrobatics, was it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Surely nothing can go wrong here.
Fine, just don't roll a 1.
Yeah, exactly.
Easy peasy.
It's pretty close.
Yeah, it's awfully close. Oh.
Wee.
Launch yourself into the wall.
Yes. Oh, then just
Face first.
hand over the paw to Mark.
I assume I made it with a 21.
Yeah, with these. No, you don't even need the pole. You just kind of leap over a
Yeah, I could have just left
you
that.
pass it over.
He just
Selfie your way
leaves
in
the
there.
paw.
I actually stood on top of the pole, you know, like when it was at the meet. You know what I mean? You can imagine that.
You pick up
Purely
the
as a
pole from
flex.
the water, throw the pole, jump on top of it, and kind of
T-pose.
yeah, that tailpipe eye your way across the gate. Counter to everywhere else, it's actually quite warm in here because of the large urn in the
like-
centre.
I'd like to do detect bourgeoisie on this book and anime girl with eye bags. Favorite.
Okay. Detects as underclass.
It's the bags under the eyes that give it away.
Not being pumped with children's blood.
Nope. Poor as piss.
Which I say, hello, baby.
Just Soltos his way into the room.
Ah, I see you're
Immediately
poor. Let me introduce myself. Leans up against
See
the
your
wall.
core like a crowbar.
Can I interest you in a crowbar in this trying time?
Any date.
She have
Any
a weapon.
counter's a date if you're Indian enough.
She seems a little bit overwhelmed at this point. Goodness, they sent a lot of you, didn't they?
Yeah. There's another one. I think she's waiting on some.
Yeah, because Aiden is absent, we're going to be using what I call the grey mist rule, which is if you're not there in person, you kind of fade into grey mist until you reattend, in which case you then reform from the grey mist.
She's just AFK. Good luck to them.
She's just stuck in the idle animation.
I have a question about this building. Why does this building even exist? Like, doesn't... And I can see that there's an exit here. It doesn't go anywhere. Are you supposed to get into this building without pole vaulting in? A broken window or something?
It was the Gravekeeper's old home before the swamp swept in. The foundations of the charnel yard are fading away, crumbling. The soil here wasn't really built for it. All of this area, it used to be a channel. They filled it in and reclaimed the land. As a result, you dig too deep, you hit seawater. As a result, we've ended up with what we've got now, a brine swamp. It's a wonder half of this stuff grows here. All the water's brackish.
Is there any seaweed growing here, by chance? Or is that further up?
I don't think we'd get anything like that out here. It's unusual to see vrack anywhere but the coast. But, well, we're not sure what the algae really is, to be honest. It's probably why whoever sent you out here is researching it.
Yeah, quite a curious fella. Out of curiosity, why are you here, Astra?
Well, we've been hearing some wholesome things regarding the local wildlife, things being driven out, eerie noises at night, and one of our scholars dug up some information about a sword that was stored here in the charnel yard. Unfortunately, in times past, people used to dump whatever they didn't want here. It got turned from a charnel yard into more of a dumping ground.
So you're some kind of eco-warrior.
That's glamorizing it a bit, I'm afraid. I just clean up messes for people. They usually just send me wherever the places are more dangerous than most.
So they sent you here alone?
No, not completely alone. The Salome will land on a fingertip. My horse is tethered outside.
Right.
I'm gonna make eye contact with that bird and then lick my lips. Hummingbird, I mean, not the woman.
That's a kingfisher. And I'd like to use Mage Hand
Yeah.
to slap the back of Conrad's head. I'm doing that gesture.
The bird will lick its lips too.
Oh, oh no.
It's a
Blow a little kiss then at the end.
Well, upon further inspection, it's less lips. It looks more like it's connective tissue inside its beak.
It's disturbing, the thought of a bird licking its lips, sure.
I'm sure you'll be a great catch for it.
But as Astra stands up, it is now a bit more apparent, quite, especially with the lights of the party, quite how bad her equipment is now. Like, for instance, she has a long sword on her hip and a shield, but the whatever standard was on her shield is completely rusted away, and the pommel has dropped off her sword at some point.
Question, would mending help in this case, possibly?
It might help a little bit, but it would take you 10 minutes to cast. And with the pommel being a separate piece that's now missing, it wouldn't mend it back into place. It would just reinstate the tang to its full length, which might actually be more hazardous than not.
So, with all due respect, Astra, might I ask why your gear is so dilapidated?
She kind of grimaces slightly. It's the reason why I'm sent on these kinds of missions, I'm afraid. I was cursed some ways back. No matter what I do, it ends up this way. That's why I'm working for the Churches Guild. I'm hoping to get the curse broken one day.
Ah, I see.
But
Working
plus
for the
side, it
Churches Guild
doesn't usually get much worse than this, even if you give it a bit more stick than usual. She kind of shakes her fist as if she was like wielding the sword a bit more strongly than usual.
Well, William, I don't want to mean to interrupt, but I have a very simple question.
Far away.
Of these 9, is one of them the free talent thing? Am I?
Right, say it again, please.
Of the 9 feats that I have that I'm still sorting through, is one of them the free one from the Eidolons, or is that my 10th free? I get a.
Oh no, the 10th is the free. Then you have another one on top of
Got
that.
it.
Sorry, I forgot that Eidolons gets a bonus one at level 1.
All I need to know. Also, feel free
so-
to meet any.
Spoon has appeared in chat for some reason. Probably wondering what the fuck's going on. Hello, Spoon.
By the way, Bill, does it look like she has any like backup weapons on her person?
The edge of the shield has very clearly been sharpened. And she does have a club.
Ah, okay. That's
Club
good.
has
I
seen
have-
better days. Starting to delaminate in places.
She got boots on.
Yes. They, weirdly enough, have actually kept quite well.
I'd still like to offer if she would like anything mended. Doesn't need to be specific like the sword. Just anything that needs just urgent repair.
Half noticed it's no bother, miss. I've got it all from here.
Okay.
Would like to offer you one of these crowbars that we're handing out to new members of the Workers Guild. And, this is just a free gift. I know you're currently associated with the Churches Guild to get rid of your curse or whatever, but, working for the Churches Guild is a curse in itself. Like we're doing some new stuff on that island. Here's a crowbar, like that might... Right.
Oh, thank you. As she picks up the crowbar, it immediately bends at a 90-degree angle.
Oh, sick, a boomerang.
I'm not sure it's meant to do that.
So is that just part for the course then? Things bending or breaking?
They tend to be a bit more extreme, depending on how expensive the item is. I'm not allowed near the art gallery anymore.
What would happen if I give her the one fancy grimoire? How bad would the damage
Do
be?
not. Do not.
I would say it would be about equivalent to if Han gave her the kettle.
Oh.
I will dunk you into the silt.
I don't know what silt is. I win.
You'll find out the taste of it.
There's a silt joke I have. I will not make it on stream for legal reasons. I will tell it to the. I might tell it in a chat later on. We'll keep that one under my hat. Remind me. Keep that to me. There is a dominating this room. It's just this. By the looks of things, she has gotten a broken urn, as in the bottom has been broken off, and just kind of shoved a bunch of coals and bits of wood under it. And it's now keeping the entire room quite warm. And on top of it is a very battered teapot.
I sure hope that didn't contain the ashes of someone. That'd be rather awkward.
Oh, no, I wouldn't do anything like that. It's just an old incense urn. I used to use them to keep away undesirable things.
Yeah, fancy.
But I should state that her hair is a bit unusual.
Disheveled?
No, it's more like it's got a... You know how magpies have that very black feathers, but they've got that kind of tinge of green to it?
Can I
Same
roll
thing,
knowledge geography to profile her?
Yes. We also roll knowledge religion.
Alright.
While that happens, could I ask Mr. Chubbs what he thinks of the kingfisher bird?
Mr. Chubbs is staring daggers at the kingfisher.
Uh-huh. Jealousy.
No, you gotta remember, kingfishers eat frogs.
Oh, I will hide Mr. Chubbs. I'm not risking
The
it.
kingfisher smiles.
I will stare daggers at it.
It kind of clacks its beak slightly. It kind of gives you a mental image of someone smacking their lips at something.
I like how you're
to
having a
use
Mexican standoff with a bird.
Can I use
But,
intimidate to glare at
You
it?
may,
Okay.
but for Baz, you recognise what it is, and possibly what the cause of the curse is. Now, there are a lot of alliterative names for diseases when it comes to the small matter of undead. Tomb taint is an unfortunately named disease, which is quite simply a build-up of negative energy in the body to an extent where your nervous system starts to react. It means that you're healed by negative energy and damaged by curing.
Right.
People who are long-term tomb delvers tend to develop it. Necromancers develop it at an extremely quick rate. There are a couple of other diseases in the same family of it, but prolonged exposure to negative energy, such as curses that cause degradation, can cause it.
Right. So it will be
Might be a chicken.
side effect, potentially.
Might be a chicken and egg scenario. Speaking of which, you do need to be careful of those eggs.
Oh, yeah, I mentioned earlier in chat that I basically stowed them away in some pouches and wrapped them in cloth to make sure that they are protected and padded.
Okay. Quite sturdy things.
Excellent.
Considered.
Or should I
Considering
say
they are eggs.
excellent?
No, you should not say that.
Yeah, it'd be in your best interest to not say that. Another time.
It's now time for plucking around.
Don't you start. conversation's half-boiled. Okay, moving swiftly on.
From the shitty puns.
I had to like sit on a whole I had to build a whole dam like a dike to stop like a waterfall of shit egg puns coming out.
Oh,
Come on.
are we ruffling
Moving
your
on.
feathers, perhaps?
Pardon, Penny?
We are ruffling Kami's feathers. I will stop now.
Yes, it's in your best interest. I've just upped the CR of every encounter in this entire graveyard.
For each pun, 1 level.
Yes. I'm ticking down everyone's sanity. But, Bismuth case. Is there anything I can do to help any of you? I can't say I'm terribly good at much, but...
Is there anything we should... No, actually, my knee's a little messed up. Do you mind having a look at it?
Hang on 1 moment. She
Can I ask her to look at your knee?
She kind of she looks at
not
her.
the brightest tool in the shed.
She kind of grimaces when she looks at it, like, "Ooh, that's quite nasty." What happened? Did you twist it on the way in?
Yeah, sort of like that.
Had an unfortunate sickle accident.
Yeah, I tripped and fell into a pond, and well, a zombie was a bit facilitative of that.
Goodness, it's getting worse than I thought. I knew I shouldn't have taken a nap here.
I don't know who decided to teach zombies catch wrestling, but it's a bit of a problem, frankly.
Oh, around here they always do that. It's they have this knack for twisting their bodies, and I've had to put my shoulder back in place twice now. I think it's some bewildering trick. It's because this place has been long since abandoned. They've got, I suppose, separation anxiety. They're just clingy creatures.
Yeah, I mean, fortunately, my mum was a troll, so I reckon the knee will heal up fairly quickly. It just has to be put back into place.
Yeah, picture of the black guy holding a piece of paper, and he's got it at like arm's length, and he's just squinting, and his entire after a few seconds, you can see her brain filter that out and ignore that sentence. Okay. Yeah, one of your legs is shorter than the other now. It's definitely not right. Hang on. Chibi, you should take you the flag. So can you lay down across here, please?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, this might hurt. She'll then kind of prop her leg on the far wall. And then there's this horrendous, wrenching sensation. Followed by a pop. To everyone else, it sounds like a... If any of you have been near Swag Key, you know what it sounds like when a blunderbuss goes off. As this is almighty...
Oh.
But it does appear to be... And she then checks both your feet side by side. They are now the right length.
You know what? That does feel a little better. But I don't want to hear that again.
She kind of nods. I get that a lot. I believe you were down 4. Was it 4 stat damage you taken?
Yes.
Reduce it by 2.
Excellent.
It's not going to be perfect. It's still going to be... You want to be easy on this leg, but just try and keep your stance stable. You don't want to be favouring the other leg too much, otherwise it could just make the problem worse.
Actually, come to think of it, I'll just wrap a bandage around it to kind of compress the leg.
Oh, hang on. She'll take out a jar or something. Looks to be glue. Kind of gives it to you. Put this on the bandages. It'll give it a bit more stretch.
Oh, yeah, sure. Cheers.
Okay, as long as with the heal check, she'll take 10 to help you. Essentially, this works like kinesiology tape.
Mhm.
It's just glue and bandages.
Yeah.
It'll make it so you can ignore the -2. So the current 2 damage you've got left until it gets too wet.
Right.
Because it's only animal glow. It's still water soluble.
Gotcha.
But it'll as long as you don't do too much arduous work, it should be fine.
Don't do too much running or jumping.
Stay away from water for a while. It'll take a while to dry.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting around these parts.
See how grimaces again.
Try my best, considering the circumstances.
Yeah, it's not been brilliant around here, I'm afraid. This room is it's consecrated, but it's not a tomb. If there's anything you need to take from in here, be my guest. Unfortunately, looks like someone's already been in here.
Yeah.
The place is pretty ransacked already, and I fear the same for a lot of the places around here.
Is there anything that stands out in this room? As a sort of glance around it,
There's a large open chest.
I will waddle over it. What's all this then?
It's primarily empty. There is a bunch of old discarded what looks like animal bones. It looks like something might have been nesting here at some point. And you notice that in the corners of the rooms there's old birds' nests, and under a couple of the jars there's an old anthill. That doesn't seem to be currently functioning well because it seems to have been flooded by the swamp waters coming in.
I will take a couple of the thicker bones,
Okay.
so I can make lime out of it later.
There's some old jars and bottles. Looks to be old incense packets. There is one intact jar. If you're looking to take some with you, it holds 10 sticks of incense.
Excellent.
It is funereal incense. It's not magical or alchemical. It's just simple funereal incense. It does have some religious significance in certain sects, but it doesn't have inherent. It's not like it's a celestial incense, which is what the ASMR use.
Could be good for a ceremony or two, though.
Yeah, quite handy stuff.
In
At the
case
very
we
least-
suffer from a bit of attrition.
Or if you have to deal with any kind of unpleasant odors.
Gotcha.
In a pinch, maybe you could potentially use it as a fuse. But it'd be very unreliable.
Gotcha.
Apart from that, it's probably just a couple of empty bottles, old ampoules with the neck snapped off.
Are these bottles
more-
made of glass?
Some of them are, some are earthenware.
I will take some of the. I'll just take a few of the bottles.
Yeah, they're all blue glass.
I'll take like 5 of them.
1 second.
Haven't been transformed into gravy or anything.
Aiden is back online. Not sure if she'll be joining us this evening, but she is at least corresponding.
She's alive.
Yes, apparently it was a long trip.
Others. She's alive.
Also, note my character sheet. Go ahead and look over it when you're done.
Right, Nick.
You just have
At the
to
very
look
least,
at the- Yes, I can actually do that last one already.
what's a great sentence to hear off the bat. I'll give that a quick glance. Oh, how it couldn't be that bad. Surely. Let's just scroll right to the last one and see what damage is. Oh, that one. Yeah,
Yeah, I can do that already.
that one's neat. Oh no, it's that one. The character image makes it so perfect. Okay, with that in mind,
I'm ready to go whenever you're willing to work it in.
don't worry, I've got something up you. In any case, now that the room has been thoroughly tossed for accoutrement, is there anything else that the rest of the party would like to do? She goes back to her equipment for a moment. I was like, I wasn't. If you're looking for someone to tag along with you, I believe our work might just line up. I mean, I don't think I'll
Sure.
too much left to do. All I need to do is find wherever this sword is that might be causing the trouble. And
just don't touch anything.
if they sent me after the sword, it can't be anything too fragile.
By the way, are there any points of interest to keep in mind in this area? Or particular gribblies to watch out for?
We've heard reports of all sorts. We've heard reports of people running around in here. The area of Ghost too. There's rumours from around here going back decades. I really don't think the story of the Lich is right. We'd
Seems a
have
bit
found
much.
her by now. Ghosts, likewise, I don't really think there's any kicking around. I mean, most of them would have been picked off by now. We've heard some more solid reports of ghouls, but only,
lovely.
only one or two, and we haven't even heard about the zombies till today.
Yeah, my
Because they tend
recommendation,
to
don't go
wander.
for a swim.
Yeah, I'm surprised that they're like. I don't think we'll be bringing to ghouls anytime soon. If they were out here, we'd be more like to run to Lacedons. We don't see those very often. And I've been here around for a few days now, and I've not seen them.
All right.
I'm not sure if you know what Lacedons are.
No, I have no idea.
They sound
like a
very
problem,
yeah. I'll give you this one for free. They're aquatic ghouls.
though. That's a problem.
Yes.
By the way, what time is it actually in game?
In game, it's getting into the evening now. It is
Right.
dark out.
Well, let's get going then. Don't want to waste. Well, don't want to go on too long during the night. Considering this place and all the ponds and bullshit.
I'm just gonna leap back over to the other side.
Just be careful out there. I'll do my best to lend a hand. I can't promise too much. I'm usually just the cleanup girl.
No worries.
Okay, as I get to add the full rundown for Astra. I can never find the bloody Church's Guild section when I want to find it.
Oh, with Black Bile. Just gets more and more attractive, don't she?
Lovely place.
She just wades straight through the water.
Could I
Well, I'm
collect
trying to-
some algae from where she just waded through?
Certainly.
Right.
So apparently Aiden didn't know you could stream unscheduled. and is very confused.
Yes, that was one thing I once did accidentally. That's why I know. That was
Oh, wow.
terrifying.
By the way, Astra, you know anything about those dogs up ahead? They seem a bit,
She grimaces again.
esoteric.
Yeah, you've never seen Chen before, have you?
It was a first time for everything, but doesn't mean it's particularly pleasant.
Black hounds. They tend to hang around places like these. They're usually just guardians, but unfortunately I think I've riled them up a little bit. I've gone ahead. Be 1 second. Ugh. Bloody water. She goes over to a horse.
What the fuck?
The horse is a little disconcerted. It doesn't appear to have eyes.
It's like some fucking ghost horse or something.
That is her horse.
I have an image that this reminds me of. See if I can find it.
Oh god. So, why is it so big?
Where is she?
It is a little bit larger than average.
Can we walk up here? Or join us up here?
The dogs are freaking out at it.
You know what? Fair enough.
Yeah. Honestly.
Like, the dog, like, I've shown you how the dogs look. They don't look like, they haven't got bits missing that shouldn't be missing. They are, if you could want to roll knowledge, planes, or religion, you can, huh? Or anyone else for that matter. Arcana as well would also work.
Let's...
Especially, you know, you've got the name of Chen.
I'll roll religion. Is that a go?
Let's go Arcana.
3.
You have no idea what the fuck those things are, and they look terrifying.
What the dog doing?
27.
Chen Bodu, also known as Black Hounds. They are an extraplanar relative of the Shadow Mastiff.
Oh.
They are, okay,
Oh.
if Shadow Mastiffs are pit bulls, these are more like spaniels. They're smaller, more precise, better, more even-tempered. They're still more closely related to wolves than actual dogs, same as the Shadow Mastiff. But they are a lot more tame. They are widely believed to have been a naturally occurring local breed of Shadow Mastiff that they weren't domesticated,
Mm-hmm.
but early settlers of the island had them as war dogs
Casual.
and as creatures to guard holy sites, because the island has a long history of shall we say, religious warfare. And the reverence of the dead was one big branch of it until the worship of the dragons took over.
So that horse really reminds me of this image.
King
Oh, I
Mo.
love that.
Show the upgraded image too as well.
Paste the GIF.
Where's this horse on the map? I want to go and speak to this horse.
If you can see my marker ping.
Indeed, see that.
Oh, how much can you see, Mark? Because I don't think you.
Mark doesn't have a light source.
Yeah.
Can I just hand Mark my lantern or torch? I think that might be good.
Yeah, I'm just going to give you light privileges. It's 15 foot.
I mean, since episode 1, I've been holding this burning comic book and it's not given off any light, like at all. Oh shit! That scared the shit out of me. Oh yeah.
Kind of as you stop bumbling into the owner of the horse.
But
Stop pouncing on her.
Grief, have some decorum.
You already gave her a crowbar.
I'm gonna ask the horse like what's your story, brother horse? Obviously,
yeah,
I'm
you speak horse. I forgot.
God.
Turns to you. It turns to you with this really ghoulish look on its face. I've seen a lot.
If only you knew how bad things really are.
It's about to get a lot worse. Don't go near the water.
Yeah, I didn't need a spooky ass ghost horse thing to tell me to stay away from this water. How did you meet this Arcana chick? Like, she seems to be right curse.
You just accused the owner of this horse of being cursed. Have you seen the fucking horse?
Yeah, well, I'm worried that she's done that. Like, he's just a regular horse. Then she sat on him and made him into a monster horse.
It's clear that the same kind of affliction that affects Astra is also affecting the horse as well.
Old friends.
It's not ideal.
You think that you could take these dogs in a fight?
And looks to the dogs and looks to you. I'd rather not. Like maybe. I don't know.
My gut instinct is just to fight these dogs, but I'm sure it's one of those ones where afterwards it'll be like, oh, why didn't we talk to the dogs?
The dogs have gone from growling at the horse to smiling at you.
That is concerning.
What I would liken it to is if you've ever in the realm of animation put the wrong animation rig on the wrong creature, because
Why?
the dogs
But they gave them
smile.
face rigging.
The dogs smile more like people.
The dog doing.
That's yeah. Kind of like if a kingfisher licks its lips, it's just not quite right.
Look at this. Is it like this? Don't tell me it has human teeth or something like that.
They do not have human teeth. They have fangs like an old dog.
Human fangs.
Have nothing but molars. Nah, they've got regular canine fangs. They've got very strange opalescent eyes. The surface of their eyes are almost like they've been covered in oil. And obviously they've got the kind of shimmering and illusory patterns that are kind of flowing around their fur. Again, very similar coloration to oil on water, like a rainbow pattern. That gives the illusion of the ribs poking through. In reality, the creature is actually just emaciated. You get the feeling that these creatures have been here a while, and as they are technically native outsiders, they don't really need to eat or sleep. They've just kind of been standing guard here. They are normally used for this matter. They seem to naturally occur near places like these.
I'm gonna try and stroke this dog.
The dog is so completely confused at what you've just done that you actually achieve it. It simply was not expecting it and is now confused.
So, and then this chain is just attached to the wall. Is this dog attached to that chain that is then attached to the wall, or is the chain separate?
The chain is attached to the dog.
Yeah.
And it's not gone slack as the dog kind of just like, hmm? The horse is confused, the dog is confused. I think I speak for the party when I say they're probably a bit confused.
I was about to try and pet one of them.
Seize the opportunity while the dog is confused.
Yes.
Eris, come over here and pet this dog with me.
Okay. I want to give it under chin scratches.
Okay, roll hand animal.
How is the
Watch me fuck up.
how is the other dog reacting to this? Oh, nice.
The dog's confused.
What about the other dog? Does it seem jealous?
It's a mix of disgust and confusion.
I too will pet the dog.
Don't fuck up now.
Indeed. Sec.
Huh.
Just kind of place your hand over its whole face.
Strokes it upwards instead of
Very
downwards.
clumsily, just like
Just
rub my hand across its face.
just a kind of circular motion.
Yeah.
Like trying to polish a bowling ball.
Question: what is usually in trail rations?
Trail rations varies wildly. It can be pretty much to your taste. Any kind of cured food within reason.
Within reason, I would give it a part of my trail.
Yeah.
Trail rations. Pug. Let's go.
It neatly takes the ration from you. The way it does so is a little disconcerting. Have you ever seen how a moray eel eats, where it extrudes a separate set of inner jaws? Well, no, closer to a goblin shark, where its entire jaw lurches
It'll
forward, separate to its
elongate.
face. Yes, it kind of ratchets forward, carefully pinches the food, and retracts.
I would just say, good boy.
Everyone involved in this is very confused.
No more death and destruction. Oh no, the horse moved. Kill.
Question is, will the horse pet the dog? To establish dominance. Oh,
I don't like the spiders.
fucking spiders everywhere. Swear to God.
This building thing that the dog is chained to, is that a doorway, this break in the bricks?
That is a massive set of stone doors that have been reinforced with iron shard. So it's metal struts over stone and a few panels of wood, but the wood that seems to be more just connective tissue.
You know, something tells me that they don't want us to go inside there.
There is a large ornate lock.
Shall we maybe try and go around, see if there's another entrance? Because I reckon we're not going to get through that lock.
Just in. $20 from Zalma saying, click, check DMs. I don't know what click means, but I am
Don't worry.
Ah,
Don't worry about it.
I think I know what he means.
Out of comfort, I will hug the dog while continue petting it. Surely nothing can go wrong here.
We just want to check one thing. Parent. So yeah, quickly uploads up one thing. Speak amongst yourselves.
I will pet the dog further. Many pets will be harmed. I would like to ask her to give paws, if possible, too.
It shall do so.
Oh, it's an actual good boy. Holy shit.
I'm gonna have a look at this chain and see if it's possible to free this
Oh
dog.
god. With me being a witch wolf, is there anything else I notice about them? Or do they notice something else about me?
No, it's they are, as I mentioned, they are canines that happen to be outsiders. So they are not quite made of the same material as usual creatures. They essentially are a kind of psychopomp.
Oh,
But
that's
they're
a great
more
dog.
involved in protecting the souls of the dead rather than ferrying them. A more pressing concern is that the wish has kicked in.
Why is the ATF here? Hello?
Mrs. Obama, get down.
Please don't shoot my dog.
Well, people, nothing to worry about here. Alcohol, tobacco, firearms, and warrants department. Are any of you the legal occupant of this location?
Define legal and occupant.
Do you live
I
there?
say.
No.
No.
He looks down at his map. Roll a perception check.
Mm.
He is very clearly holding the map upside down. He scratches his head with what looks like almost like a hand crossbow.
Sir,
Yes, miss?
I think your map is the wrong way around.
Oh, that makes more sense. He then flips it over so the blank side is facing him. Scratches his head again. That
Exactly.
doesn't seem right.
I think that was right. I think you're at the wrong address, mister.
He'll like kind of at this point he's kind of just motioning with the weird device in his hand. It almost looks like a wand. Left, right, left, right.
What happens if you use detect bourgeoisie on this man? That is the question.
Yeah, I'd like to do that,
He
please.
glows.
Alright. Weapon of the state.
The weapon of the state, indeed.
So what? So, I'm sorry. What did you say your name was, my good man?
Oh, sorry. Didn't mean to be rude. Let's check one thing. Agent Ridge. Hold out his hand, which is still holding the gun. Then he'll swap the gun to the
And
other hand, and so shove out his hand.
Have identification, right?
Oh, of
see
course.
that.
He'll hold out. I think.
Excellent. That all seems to be in order.
Agent
Well,
Rudolph Ridge of the ATFW.
Perfect. You've arrived just in time. This is me, Comrade the Third, the leader of the Workers Guild of whatever the island's called. I can't remember. And we have me and my comrades here are investigating this building right here. We have reports that inside they are doing like slave labor, running guns and rolling cigars. And bottling alcohol without licenses. That's exactly why we're here right
He begins
now.
to vibrate.
But you see, we're having an issue here with this big magical door thing. You can see we've already subdued these dogs like outside. But this door, like, we just don't have power to get through this magic. But you, of course, have the power of the state behind you. Like, surely, let's work together. We could get a big.
There's this
bust
look of
here.
sociopathy that kind of reigns over his face.
Bill, I would like to use a once-a-day ability to detect his alignment using sense motive.
Fed.
Can I like contact my god to ask what to do in this case? Can I like bring him up? Do a very quick prayer.
I think the exact wording would be, keep your head down, and any canine you want to keep intact, body block him immediately.
Amen.
Are any of these dogs yours? By the way? Or they one for the owner?
These dogs are stolen property that we are liberating. You can see we're in the process of doing that right now. We're gonna get them set up with nice homes with children and stuff where they can, with ghost children, so it's not too spooky for them.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, you got that one restrained already, so that was not an issue. Is this one of the ones you're talking about?
We're working our way around to that one right now. In fact, I'm gonna let you witness my incredible animal taming powers. Try and pull that off right now. See if we can confuse this dog too. Oh shit.
Well,
Okay, as you go out to touch it, it snaps at you. At which point, on a I'm fearing for my life.
oh, Jesus Christ.
As the creature's head disappears in what can best be described as a shower of acid. This is going to attempt to. I see he attempts to use a spell pistol. Han, do you have a ready action by any chance?
Yes, I do have a ready action.
Freeze! Swear, every time I fucking wish comes up, it's some weird shit like this. So, Baz, what would be your action?
I would like to attempt a throat threat. Since he is flat-footed.
Oh no.
Let's see.
I think you have to beat his skin. Okay, yeah, that actually worked. Ooh! As he goes, oh! And as he does, he pulls around up and to the right. The round fires off above Comrade's head and impacts the door.
Hmm.
At which point, you see the blast kind of shimmer off the front. And then there's this horrible wrenching noise, followed by the sound. As the round rebounds off the door and
Harry.
catches Rudy Ridge here in the face. As he gets to be on the receiving end of his spell, but convert to fire damage. I'm going to choose that this little fireball effect takes the form of a smoke grenade that mysteriously catches fire. Okay, yeah, that's more than hit points than he has. Okay. Han, you're now the proud owner of a ATFW agent with his face missing.
So he's confirmed dead, or is he like
He's
Clinging
twitching.
on.
He's twitching in a very unwelcome fashion.
I'd like to take his gun.
Well, first of all, this is a very grim event, so I would like to pull one out for our kindly federal agent as I pour a flask of oil on him.
Hang on, do I have a skeleton? Do I have a skeleton? No, I do not appear to have a skeleton available. You'll just have to imagine with his face missing. In fact, I should get a little live leak logo I can put at the bottom of characters. Now the ATF agent ain't so vertical. He's now a bit roasty toasty, as they say. Oh my goodness, what on earth happened? I saw that entire door glow and... Ugh.
I don't know, Astra. He was a good man. Wouldn't have brought him wait to die. Could I make a bluff check to
You may.
feign that I care about this man?
Roll the D10,000, Jahan.
That is the perfect result for this.
Six, eight, seven, 4.
6874. Every time you sneeze, it's gonna be glitter. Be some nonsense like that.
Oh, it's something way dumb. If it's that one that we go with, that's the funniest shit in the world. Okay.
Oh boy.
The first one is actively has. Okay. So the first one is just hazardous. The second one is lethal. Target's age doubles twice, which I'm pretty sure is enough to take you past your maximum.
I'm immune to aging due to the thing,
Ah.
the veil.
Oh yeah. Well, in that case, I'll go with the other option, which is target's arm start bludgeoning him. 1d4 hit points each round. I wish I was like, goodness. She'll try ineffectively to stop you from punching yourself for. It's okay, it's not your fault. You can't blame yourself. There's nothing you could have done.
He was such a good man.
Actually, you punch
I
yourself
will
directly.
miss him. I love the federal government so much.
It's not your fault. It's nothing that we could have done. Mark, his spell pistol is on the ground.
Yeah, I'd like to take his pistol and his ATF hat.
The
Then-
ATFW. Alcohol,
Yes.
tobacco, firearms, and wands.
Okay, yeah, I'll take both of those. And, I'd like to give them to Han. Say, to remember friend by, and I'll look at that chick. But really, I'm saying, take these so you can pretend to be an ATFW agent in 10 episodes' time.
I'll take the identification.
It has been strategically burned to remove his face from the paperwork.
Oh, we're just gonna have to burn your face, Han, so matches.
It's fine, I'll cope.
He hasn't updated his profile picture, so it's just the default.
Recruit. Just has like a balaclava on.
He's wearing a balaclava in the image.
Like a Saudi Arabian passport.
The spellcan has. Let's see. The cartridge inside is spent, and the rest are on fire. So we'll be nice. We'll roll 1d6 and see how many rounds are left. There's 5 rounds left, which is lucky because if I rolled the 6, I would have made it 0. And those will be. We don't know what those do yet, so we'll find out later on. It's a secret tool to help us out later. The dog is very confused. But he's kind of like straining at his chain, trying to get to the crispy critter over there.
We'll look at the dog and say, "You owe me one."
He's kind of looking at the corpse as if to say, "Are you going to eat that?"
I'll just sort of like kick him over and tell the dog, "Make sure he doesn't come back."
Oh, good thinking.
Exactly.
Goodness knows, there could come back as good as knows what around here, especially burning skeletons are horrid.
Precisely.
Now stop punching yourself. It's gonna roll it. I'm gonna let you roll a real save.
All right.
Okay, so one dog has been fed, the other one's been basically bullied, and one's more for next round.
All right.
I did give one of them a train rations, the bully one.
Okay, you stop punching yourself in time for round 2.
Sorry, lost myself there for a second.
It's okay. These things happen.
Yeah, I'm not too used to taking someone's life. You know, it's a bit new to me.
Oh, it wasn't you that did it. He didn't himself.
Yeah, it was I don't know. I felt like I could have done something. You know.
Can't beat yourself over everyone who dies. Otherwise you'll be there all day.
True that.
Okay, I was told it would be on the western side. This way, people. Findus, hold down the glade here. Eat your fill. She'll kind of peer around. And this... Okay, we might be lucky. Area around here is all stone and granite walls. So it should keep most of the things in the water out of the way. Just keep wits about you. Would anyone else prefer to go on point, or shall I?
I don't mind going on point. Just let me know which direction to head into.
Just head north.
All right.
I was told to look for a tree.
This way?
Yep. Oh, no, I think that's just a dead end.
Gotcha.
It's just, miss.
There we go.
Sure, the hounds will be fine for a little while, but it's not good to split up around here.
Okay.
It's dangerous.
I don't think you want to be alone with the horse for too long.
I had a chat with that horse and he seemed a bit rapey to me.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, that's horse culture.
Fuck's sake. Okay. Ahead of you is a large rowan tree, similar to a ashwood tree, but covered in very small clusters of red berries. This one is particularly large and tangled. Normally they're not this dense. But this is a full-blown mountain ash.
What kind of tree was it again?
A rowan. R-O-W-A-N. They are considered protective trees. Though you notice that there's something sticking out of it. It's a large single-edged sword.
Oh, Astra, I think I found the thing.
Huh? Goodness. Certainly looks the part. What I was told about was I was told to expect something a bit. I was told to expect a longsword. That's a seax.
Yeah, but is it long?
I mean, what does it say, axe, but a broken longsword, you know?
I suppose. And looks the part. It's covered in. You look at it. The hilt's been wrapped in wire and red cordage. It's an old warding charm. Especially when it comes to rowan trees. You notice that a lot of the branches here are also wrapped in red cord that are laced between each other like a big spider web.
Could I further examine the sea axe?
Yes, you may.
All right.
It appears to be old and quite rusty, though she's saying no, it's not rust, it's verdigris. Appears to be made of bronze.
Ooh, nice.
The pommel is. The blade is completely buried. The pommel and guard are made of bronze. A very dark bronze at that.
Could I make a knowledge religion check to figure out if there's any sort of religious significance to this being plunged into a holy tree?
You may. Rowan trees wrapped in red cordage, ward of witchcraft. A weapon wedged in a tree binds. It's seen as a way to bind evil creatures, or pests, or curses. Bronze metal on a pommel like that with that kind of etching. This was clearly a well-used weapon. Though traditionally the material varies by what was being kind of discarded there. This place is kind of known as a dumping ground, kind of the Gehenna equivalent. The place you go to discard refuse and cleanliness from your life. And it is buried to the hill. There's a tiniest bit showing at the bottom edge that appears to be. Well, it does appear to be metal, an iron blade. But the accoutrement is bronze, black bronze at that. Which is normally only found with the dwarves.
So, should I try and pull it out? Or will that do a weird thing, Astra?
Well, we can't leave it here. Look at where the sap's seeping out. It's turning a strange colour. If we leave it too long, or if, goodness help us, if something untrustworthy gets hold of it, this could become a cursed world. And we can't. So a cursed world out here would be dreadfully dangerous. We're too close to civilization.
So, in other words, remove the sword. Got it.
Have to. That'll fell the tree, and we don't know what else the tree's holding back.
If only we had some sort of a crowbar with which to wrench this out of the tree.
Dun dun dun! Like I pull out one of my crowbars. There's like an you know in an anime like where the camera spins all the way around the character like 360
Yeah.
degrees. Like I just done that. I'm holding my crowbar aloft.
The one with the extra long prongs on the crow end, just so it can pry the entire sword out.
So do you want me to take this sword out, or should I just crowbar the whole tree out of the ground? Because
Just remove the sword. That'll be fine. The
Okay.
tree itself has some holy significance or something.
made up nonsense.
It removes the weird juju from the area or something.
Well, it's clearly not working, is it? So yeah, I'll try and do that.
No, the area around it seems to be a little bit less fucked up than usual. Soil here has actually got a fair amount of life to it, albeit mainly mushrooms. But they don't seem so poisonous as the other ones. So as you look back at your newly found compatriot Astra is frowning somewhat upon the religious comment.
Oh, I don't care. That's how we roll in the Workers' Guild.
Okay, who would like to roll the check to remove it? It would be a strength check or a power check.
Oh, but
Power, you say? Alright. Oh shit, that's add 13 to that.
Okay. With a total of 25.
25.
Okay. As you initially grasp the weapon, this is horrid, like, it feels like every muscle in your arm is tensing. This horrible kind of electrified feel for your limbs. And with one wrench, and with the advantage of the crowbar, you leave the blade free. And there's a mighty wrenching in the air as a great release of miasma. It was like that. Pus flows freely from the tree, and it's like you've lanced an abscess.
Hmm.
The blade's coming free. The blade's completely intact steel. Quite well etched. A more pressing concern to you, however, is something that shakes the boughs of the trees. It's like this bizarre phantom wind that reeks of this heavy charnel odor, like burning bones.
Well, I think I'm gonna light up some incense to not have to deal with that stench.
Carl, if you could be so kind. Finally, after 10,000 years, you're free.
Remember, I can't actually speak proper, or can I?
Oh, you can
I'm
speak it.
speaking
You
my-
just can't read and write it. You've heard plenty of people speaking it over the years. You've just never seen it written down.
Oh man, I let a big one rip. This is not where I went to sleep. Oh, hello.
There's a voice coming from the sword.
Oh, not this again.
Excuse me, first off, who are you? Secondly, unhand me or you will not like what happens next. Thirdly, where am I? And fourthly, why do you smell like that?
Why do you smell like that?
I smell like this.
God, the stench. I thought the rest of this place was awful. Well, can you walk or something? Do you float around? I don't know.
There are several things I could do. Would you like me to demonstrate? For example, you still have not unhanded me.
I'd like to do detect bourgeoisie on this sword, please.
I'll just show it to Mark.
Carl, what was your social standing back when you were around more often?
That's a good question. What did I write?
Like, where do you fit in with the progressive stack?
I would have been a member of the Hive Guard who have been responsible for the people and the upper limits of what we'll call gods. I was a good
Not part of the governmental order, more of a religious thing. So you pop up on the religious end of the bourgeois scale.
Sex is a religion.
No, it's sexual libertine is being a sexual libertine props you up on the more in Comrade's neck of the woods.
Yes.
So
Alright.
So it does not pop up as bourgeoisie. Pops up as a comrade, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
Just praising the blade.
Yeah. Hey, holy. Look at the shaft. Feel my head.
So this Astra, she wants this sword, don't she? Like, why are you planning to? Didn't know when we agreed to help you that this sword was gonna be sentient. What are your plans for it, Astra? Like, what do you think your people are gonna do when you take this back to them?
To be honest, I think they just hope that my influence would break it. To be honest, she'll wade around in the water. Biggest concern.
She
is the
says
tree.
that. She says that I'm gonna take the sword from Han's hand and just plunge it into her guts.
roll to hit, I guess.
It was just she said the perfect thing for me to do that.
So are you saying this aloud? That's what I need to know. You
I'm-
are.
You. Yes. What the fuck is my screen?
Best thing is, it's as she was passing by, so you'd have had her on the blind side. But unfortunately, you're not proficient in the Brokeback Sayax, and you get an extra -2 penalty because you don't have a strength of 15 because it's a heavy blade. So unfortunately, on this occasion, it will just kind of it'll clink off her armor.
Sir, I do understand. It's been a while, and it's hard for me to understand. Did you just try something of murderous intent on a woman while I am still within my receptacle?
To her, it looks like you just kind of shoved it into her grasp, a bit more promptly than usual.
Right, as long as I got away with it, then. She's gonna kill you, bro.
No, she's not.
Alright, fine. Good luck with her. Here, Astra, here you go. The sword wants to go with you now.
Like I just did a
sword's-
complete 360 over the course of 6 seconds.
The sword is. Oh, that's weird. Usually the swords are crumbling by now. Sword is completely pristine.
At this point, the character would now just emerge from the sword. Hello? Why did you destroy where I sleep?
Oh, that's weirdly, the sword is actually fine.
Also,
So the
why'd you
sword's
mess
just
up
a
my
normal
beautiful
sword,
tree?
Oh, let me drag you out to the page, go.
Yes.
We didn't come here to And we're looking for some shit slime. This is all this woman.
Slime? Did you say you want slime?
Oh, that feels threatening. I don't want your slime. We're collecting stuff from the pond.
Oh.
Yeah, we are
No, just
collecting algae or something.
I understand some of these words. Ouch.
Yes, those.
Well, considering you've just woken me up from my I don't even know how long I've been here. What age is this?
I don't know. I can't read.
No one in the party can read.
I think I should be able to if God knows how many languages they speak. Well, can't
Eris, what
speak
age
it.
are we in?
We're in the communist age.
I will ask my toad.
There we go. Got it working finally.
I'll be asking
I mean-
Mr. Chubbs, what year are we in?
It's about 1939.
1939.
Oh wait, you mean over here?
Oh no! No! This can't be! This can't be! Oh, that is well, everybody I know is dead.
Have you been sleeping in?
Well, you can clearly see I
Uh,
have a corporeal form that is not very corporeal. Yes.
Oh, sorry, the frog will pipe up. Sorry, I got the year wrong. Age of Lost Omens, 4721.
Oh, that's even worse. Oh, that's even worse.
So you know it's back on the prime materia.
Well, I've been here for, let's say, a while. And considering I was napping peacefully before you disrupted me, I suppose you're now going to be responsible for entertaining me on the mortal plane.
Well, sure. Do you feel well rested at least?
I feel many. One of them being violated. You also didn't apologize.
Yeah, that is kind of rude.
Oh yeah, yes. Sorry for waking you up. My bad. I thought you were just some discarded trash that was kind of like seething corruption into the area.
Oh no, that's just my S.
The alien plate armor will chime in. Apology is technically my fault. I dragged them here to help clear out this infestation of undead.
Infestation of undead. Oh, you mean my neighbors?
Yeah, the other locals are complaining.
I mean, I suppose. Or what are they? Are they humans?
A couple of humans, couple of elves, dwarf too.
And
Well, nice
in the
tiefling
time
couple.
in the time in which I've been slumbering in this here oak tree, how many of them have actually tried to do anything about this area?
this very worried look. At last check, it's been dispopulated for about 100 years. We've sent 3 squads in, with them 2 successful, and they've come back in the interim.
Wait,
Last
2
check was about.
squads?
Yeah, we patrol every now and then. It's just that the corruption tends to build up, and we haven't been able to think of a really permanent solution. We tried rerouting parts of a nearby river, but it didn't really take.
That is snickety. So you're telling me you've sent at least what could have been 3 people to their death because I was letting out what I'm going to assume for you is accustomed to a fart. And none of them decided to take the matters into their own hands with their own resources. And instead, listening to the party, you sent these accoutrements to my domain.
Oh,
Why are that
In her defense, we were initially sent here by some fellow wearing glasses, some academic type to basically go mushroom picking or algae picking, whatever it's called.
And if you think that's bad, someone called the ATF on you. But we took care of that guy.
Yeah,
Come back to the courtyard where a dog is eating an ATF agent.
Yeah, he had a suicidal episode, I think. It's quite brief, though.
Are you saying that? Or did you do something to the man?
Ah, he shot himself. Well,
Yeah,
I think he had some
by
kind of an accidental
proxy.
discharge.
My character stares directly at Penny's character. Is he telling the truth?
Well, he did shoot, and it did hit himself. So yes, from what I understand.
The player character looks back and squints his eyes at Tommy Mark. Okay. Well then, someone's gonna have to do something about this. And since you can't do it because you're a hen, and you can't do it because you're, what should I call you? Service boys? And what are you, woman? Are you not sure what you are, girl? I know I've not been asleep that long that you've lost sense of composure. What are you?
I think she's a featherless biped.
I'll call you a butt. So you have been sent here to pick up trash, and you were sent here to get algae, and you have now been made to deal with the infestation of the undead.
Well,
And now
frankly,
I-
it was a bit more interesting than going algae picking.
I'm sure it was. I'm sure it was. So now I have a problem. I'm conscious, and my surroundings are in disrepair. I'm holding you responsible. All of you. So what are we gonna do about this?
Could I use the sleep spell on him? Sorry, but
I'm not sure if they're immune to that, actually. That's a strange
actually, wait. First, I would like to use daze because creatures below level 4 loses next action. And then sleep.
Just a minute later, she's just going, and just macing it.
I'm sure
saying
that
with like
half the fights we get into are just inter-party combat. Really starting us strong here.
I am immune.
You'd be immune to the sleep. I'm not sure you'd be immune to daze. You're immune to stun, but not daze. So you have to make a very easy will save,
Yeah.
I think.
The DC should be
10 plus 0 plus your casting stat.
what is my casting stat? That would be int 5.
So DC 15 will save, please. It should be also it should be a button for it on the sheet.
My sheet?
Yep. Should be beneath your stats, I think. Should be a save section. Should say will.
Looking. Will. Where are you?
Oh, the will save is on the directly below. Yeah, that one. If you just click the word will, it should also roll it.
Well,
As basically you, as the witch at the back of the party just goes and then fires a little flash bolt at the head, which does not much.
Why did you do that?
because yes.
I think it's just a panic, sir. Some people don't know how to handle
How
stress.
far away is Penny's player character from me in terms of feet?
15 feet.
15 feet.
I use. Also, I changed one of the spells because I didn't like the one that I chose lastly. I'm not gonna make any more changes from now on.
Okey-dokey. It's all
I
good.
use ethereal sidestep. I walk on top of her.
Don't step on me.
Can I-
Hello.
Hello. You haven't even asked me my name, and you decided to
You've not
attack
asked me mine either. And yet you're
Now
stepping
hold
on
on.
me.
Hold on. Now hold on here.
No, I will not hold on.
Okay, you can hold, but I'm gonna hold on inside you. I'm gonna need you to go ahead and move aside a couple things. Make a will save.
Let me pop you over here. Things have escalated.
Only slightly. Let's see. I'm looking if I have anything against will saves. I do not believe so. What is the DC for the will save?
DC 10 plus half of your H stat plus 5.
My H stat?
Your hit die. Half of your hit die.
Uh,
Technically, it's half of my hit die, actually. I was meaning to ask you about that, Bill. What
That's
is your
10.
hit dice?
10. Your turn hit dice is 2s. It's your number of levels. Because your abilities run off of your total number of dice.
Mhm.
So total number of any level. So half of that is 1. So 11 plus your casting stat.
So 16.
Yes.
Yeah.
17.
You just felt a sensation like someone trying to spiritually cram themselves into your torso, like someone trying to fit into a small smart car that has been overpacked with luggage.
You have good resilience. I'm gonna remember that.
I would like to use
Does anybody
Intimidate.
else? Does anybody else like to physically assault me before apologizing for waking me up?
Yes.
Why do you?
I want to
root for
roll
me?
Intimidate.
It's kind of you try and yell, but instead you just kind of emit like a little like frog squeak.
I swear that
Roll
was
a
Mr.
D10
Chubbs.
No, if it was Mr. Chubbs making creepy noises, this would be a much higher check.
I know.
Let's see what Mr. Chubbs' intimidate check is like these days.
Oh god.
That's pretty.
What the fuck? Hello.
It's styled on.
He just
Roll.
croaks. Also, 66, 98, 89.
Oh,
No, 98. Holy shit.
Okay.
Oh, I need to write the tentacle thing down.
Okay, let's see there's another one other than that one, because that one just looks weird. 66, 98. Target sprout small flashing lights along their spine. You've got that Isaac Clarke tech.
What is Isaac Clarke?
He's got like a little like blue light that goes down his spinal column.
Interesting, Billy. Slick you have here. Is that your familiar?
He's my friend.
Your friend is you, and you're very. I forgive you. Turning to the rest of the party. The rest of you, I don't know if I like. Especially the person who peeled me out of the tree.
I mean, that's fair enough. I don't like being woken up either.
Pantomiming dusting themselves off then. Alright, so since I'm awake, I might as well go along and join this accoutrement in front of me. Would anybody like to know my name?
Sure.
Fine.
Fine.
He opens his mouth and black speech emanates from it as he flicks through multiple vowels and syllables. He then stops because everybody's looking.
Do I know any of the languages that he just spoke? Possibly.
Astra leans against the tree and vomits.
This is what I imagine is being said.
I'm scared.
The sound is more like he opens his mouth it doesn't make a sound for a bit, and then all you hear is followed by a loud burp.
For some reason, my YouTube skipped to another video right as you were about to say that, and it just started saying every brain aneurysm has its own.
But Carl, by any chance, is what you spoke Sylvan, Terran, Celestial, Abyssal, or Aklo?
Black tongue, I believe.
Let's go for Abyssal and Celestial.
Oh, primordial tongue. Oh, fuck. Cringe. There is a precursor to Celestial and Abyssal, which is primordial tongue, which is it's like one off of true speech, and one before black tongue got made.
So I understand his name.
Yeah, but it's one of those weird emotion or like sensation names.
Yes.
Or like when you get into like the weird like pseudo-biblical names.
I would like to respond with Pog and Celestial.
So you can speak my tongue. Good.
Poggers, even.
I suppose it's less of a name and more of an emotion. You see, I chose to be rooted in this tree because this here community used to be a very nice, thriving plantation and a front of settlements of the kinds that praise our dear beloved goddess of emotion and freedom. And unfortunately, it seems that I have slept a bit too long. Ashaya would not like this. Not one bit. You see, I hail from a homeland where we speak in the matters of flesh, desire, and the tongue of the immortal pleasures, passion. A place known as Stakonia. And unfortunately, that plane of existence is much like many other ethereal planes. But I came here of my own free will to teach the people the means of what it is to actually be what they are, no matter the race, the alignment, or even their moral configuration of living. I rooted myself in this tree as a figure of what it meant to be a person who felt. And I felt like taking a goddamn nap. Now I find myself around here with you, vagabond, and a woman tries to put me to sleep by asking questions.
Yes.
So,
Claire,
are you a genie or something?
I can be your genie if you pay me enough.
I think I'm good. I'm poor.
Are you sure? You can pay me more than just money.
I don't like where this is going.
The expression on the icon really does make this conversation a lot less comfortable. Especially when you scroll down, so it just raises into frame as he says something.
If you have questions, Bill, the thing I'm about to talk about is actually inside of the Ghost Walk book, but you see, in our time, we were trying to understand the kind of nature that could be had between those of the corporeal and incorporeal planes. So, I am what they call an Eidolon, master of spells and the afterlife. And we had what we called a ride. Do you know what a riding companion is, son?
Is it like a ghosty horse with no eyes?
Yes, exactly! Except you're the horse.
I mean, Mark does speak horse already.
No, sweetheart. You. That little tingling sensation that went up your spine for your ability to slick let out a nice deathly croak. That was me about to slip into your body like a velour skin suit.
I don't like
I was
this.
gonna have you maybe smash your head against the wall a couple times for a good measure. You know, to remind you of your decency and respect and manners. But no, in my time, we taught humans and ghosts and other creatures of the afterlife to work together. But it seems that whomever was last in charge of the settlement has just gone and mucked it up because everybody's dead. In fact, I'm pretty sure the majority of these people happen to be people I used to know. So, what we used to do back in our day is I would be contracted to a party of people for either a permanent service or a temporary guide, and I would teach them the manners of the afterlife in this here village. Now, I don't know what they've named this village, but the job was very simple. You paid me an absorbent sum of money, and I would get other ghosts that had assided themselves from their pain and fear and anger towards the living, and instead wanted to simply have, normal things, like feelings and eating food.
And for those who are really salacious, knowing the pleasures of the human flesh again.
They'd just, slip into your body after signing a mutual agreeing bonding contract, demonic or otherwise, and you would be able to allow them to experience what they had not experienced in lifetimes, if not eons. We used to do it with ghosts and goblins and orcs and humans and elves, a couple of kinky dwarves that actually came from underneath the mountains, and don't even get me started on the deities. We would have a whole ass time. We would have a ball. And then we would clean up the ectoplasm in normal amounts of physical liquids, and everybody would go out of their business. With business contracted and paid for legally in gold, contracts, and diplomacy. Of course, a couple of freaks that got down real nasty like, and I had to be the one to enforce them on what the rules were. In fact, if I really felt like it, I could take each and every one of you right now. And yes,
I do mean that both ways.
but I prefer not to. It's tired.
Thank you.
Now, there are benefits to riding, but the thing is that, I seem to have lost my edge, because, I should be able to fly, and, I only teleported to your friend a mere few distance. This is a problem. I'd like to fix this as soon as possible. Do you think that's something you feel up to doing? I can pay you handsfully.
So you're saying you're wanting to puppeteer one of us?
No, you misunderstood. I said all of you. I will be your humble riding guide, and I will help you repair the lands that you have seemingly stumbled yourself into the service of trying to collect. It seems that your friends might not have been very honest, and I would like to investigate the actual alliances and what their intended purpose was for a place that used to be the spot of the swamp, as it such was. Yeah. Again, I'm willing to pay you, but some things are not worth gold. I seek influence, power, real power, the kind to change things for the better. I don't like how this looks. I would like to fix it.
We should come back with us to the guild headquarters where all the most powerful elite members of island society are all gathered. Like, that's the place you want, not us four ebs.
Interesting. You're
Tell
telling me
you
there
what,
are there's
if
other
you,
ghosts like myself.
If you help us deal with people who use too many fancy words, I'll have you on board. I'm tired of them, frankly.
And why would that be, my accoutrement friend of the lower class?
Cannot be bothered with the sophistry.
I agree. During our time, we had many people who would try to use the writing guilds as a means of backhanded diplomacy and deception. So it's actually both my job as writing guide to also serve as spy master for our people. Fortunately, you can't be a very good spy if you don't have the ability to do what I used to do. In fact, I helped settle this place myself, forged it with my own two hands in the hands of my most devout followers in the name of Shea. Now, suppose they have let it get dilapidated because something here has happened, and I'd like to know what.
Yeah,
Do you like?
it's a bit of a fixer-upper nowadays, you know?
And you say there's other Adolians like myself, other ghosts that can possess people and walk upon them like they are their own skin.
One thing that you're not considering is, think how much the property value of your swamp has gone up in the thousands of years that you've been asleep.
Property value. They have wealth. About the kind of things important. Normal human living. Place was a home, a bastion. Now it's just a hollow ghost of its own former shell.
Well, people's homes are reflective of themselves.
Yeah, Yes, but I'm pretty sure if you look around here, there's something bad has happened that involves death and dismay, and maybe even a little bit of war.
Well,
I don't think this is worth a spit. Not even worth the weapon I was side of.
well, tell you what. You want to help us do a bit of cleanup around here at least? You know, get a bit of venting, get some frustrations out, and get used to the mortal realm, if you will.
I suppose I could do that. Here's the question, though. How do you feel about being a velour skin?
Well, I've had worse offers in my life. What's one more?
Good. Now, I'm gonna need y'all to stand still. Don't do anything. This will only hurt if you resist. And I'm going to use the length of 4 rounds for 4 standard actions of Grand Malevolence, possessing each of them.
Congratulations, folks! If assuming that no one resists this, you're now the proud owner of a ghost-based psychic network.
We've entered the Discord voice call.
I literally picked up Discord for this.
Lamau.
And also, which one of you is the strongest fighter of your group?
Eris will point towards Baz.
I guess that would be me.
Oh, good.
Yeah, but I'm the most elegant fighter.
Oh, you're Dex build versus strength build.
Oh no.
Ah, yes. Good, sir. Good. So I'm gonna need you to be my physical body. As you clearly see, I am a ghost. And even though I do not have a corporeal form, with this ability of mine from years of mastery, I can be able to pilot each of you independently of myself for you. For example, he lifts up Penny's arm while also moving Tommy Mark's leg. I have full ability to move your body within limitation. Your nerve functions can't take too much information at once. If I do too much, you might have an aneurysm. But there are benefits to this. For example, it takes 3 rounds and teleports the distance of 3 full maximum movements. And then, speaking through their minds, I can be so far away from you that you can't even see me. And, moving Penny to walk to the rest of the group, I can be able to move you freely just as long as I focus.
Eris is on the verge of a panic attack. This is
Now, calm down, little girl. Ain't no gonna happen to you. I am a good ghost.
This
Does this
not
power
change
work?
the fact that she's getting moved around.
You think you feel bad? How do you think the action economy feels? Because he can now basically give you new extra attacks or extra moves.
Oh no, more summons.
That
is gonna be hilarious.
No, I'm not sure he can only do physical stuff. I'm not sure you can use your casting. But
Not yet.
But
Not yet.
because you prepare spells, you can use his meta magic when you get some.
This is an interesting turn of events. I think to myself. Everyone to hear.
Boy, I can hear your thoughts.
Oh yeah, look at this. I'm picturing like 2 ugly people have sex.
Son, I am thousands of years old, and do you know how many people have used me to experience the pleasures of the flesh? I have seen 2 orcs go to business with 2 ugly dwarven women. You take a dive into that kind of bush and you tell me about terrifying thoughts of the mind.
We have such sights to show you.
Yes, actually, he does whisper that. I have such thoughts to teach you.
Can I
Now.
please turn off the notification for the mental Discord chat we have?
Oh, you want to be out of the network? Absolutely, but you do realize it's going to take some work to reestablish this, and this is for your protection.
Oh no, I just want to mute the chat. I don't want to leave. I'm just gonna deafen
Just
myself.
make like a perception check to
Ignore.
something.
Yeah, because it's actually an actual use of the skill.
I know.
Mhm.
It's one of those things. It's like trying to sleep with. It's like someone sleeping. You're not trying to sleep with someone blaring shit off a laptop in the background when you're trying to fucking sleep. Takes some getting used to. A couple months maybe.
I'm gonna send them a screenshot in the player chat of the skill effect of Grand Malevolence. Also, Bill, I can actually do this now without taking a charisma penalty because there is no charisma penalty on Grand Malevolence. I told you, the skill's fucking bonkers.
It is legit, like playing an Eidolon or Eidolon is legit playing a different game to everyone else because it is based on D20 modern. Don't know why they like. It was the one time they did it. It worked really well.
But yes, little lady, I can be able to allow you to have the ability to act freely of your own accord. It's just if you seem to be in danger, I will have to step in to protect your physical body. I don't want you to have to join me in the grand afterlife after all.
Sure. Oh. Also, just $20 from Captain saying check DM.
Oh.
You
Hang on.
should have been here sooner. The guild house was something. She remembers getting KO'd. Because someone booted a turtle into the room.
What do you mean? It was a lovely old time. Got employment out of it.
She rubs her head.
Does anybody else have any other concessions they'd like to make about this contract that will be now formed between the majority of us?
One moment. She'll turn around and just whisper with Mr. Chubbs in a language unknown to Carl. Hopefully known to Mr. Chubbs. Just be like, is this okay? Please, oh god. Panicking.
He just idles in the corner, doing a dance of his modern times.
Just an idle animation starts playing.
Coming in from the wish chat, single player Carl gets a new character buff, +2 to a physical and mental stat.
Right.
Just buff it by 2. Just
Bruh.
That's because of Iron Will, isn't it?
oh no, this is just someone has wished it, so it's an inherent bonus.
Yep.
Oh, do I need to add that to my character sheet?
Yes, please.
I'm going to add it.
Is
And
Carl
what- how much
aware
was
of
the bonus?
our wish system?
No.
Basically, people can chime in, and if they have a super chat of a certain level, they can make wishes or install curses on the characters. Similarly,
And,
if you roll
Which
a
one's
net,
what again?
it's a +2 to any mental and +2 to any physical stat.
Mental and physical?
If you want us to apply to your strength when you're possessing someone, you may.
Okay. Am I allowed to change it around, or is it a permanent buff to whatever I have to
It's a permanent
choose at
buff.
the moment? Okay.
If you want to mull it over and pick it for next week,
Yeah. Hold
Make
on.
sure to note it down.
I did.
the chat is looking particularly what's the word? Quite forgiving. I'm
So-
generous today. And if you look back to Astra, you notice that she's irrigating the kind of the cut in the tree with some fresh water, just to wash the kind of the ectoplasmic pus out.
Another
And
donation in from Zalmas.
$50 like this, more landmines. Fuck's sake.
Yeah, there's an enormous amount of landmines at this point that are just kind of around.
How much has Zalmas spent on just landmines in this world?
It's a lot. It's a lot.
So are the landmines floating or just like drifting around?
Just lily
think
pads.
I don't think there can be landmines if they're floating.
Water mines, then.
Sea mines, yeah.
Sea mines. If it's a sea mine, that'd be terrifying.
Just one massive sea mine.
Just wait
It's
until
just
one of the
rough.
ghouls, like, bumps against it in the water.
Well, your character takes a look at Drea, then looks back at the party. So, who was going to be speaking for the majority of you during this contracting process?
Samus has spent 200.
The voice of the majority?
Landmines.
Yes, the voice of the majority, the person representing the party. You must have a leader.
I like to think of this as more of a leaderless organization.
Oh, that works fine. I'll just make multiple contracts for each of you. He then spits into his hand, create ectoplasm, because he doesn't exactly have manifest ectoplasm yet, but Ben's using it while also now glowing the light from each part of his body, and then also manifesting 3 particular witch lights around him in a triangle, while also speaking in a bellowing tone. Do you, staring each of them to say their names, well, sweetheart, I ain't got all day. You're gonna have to say your name at some point.
There's a Conitum. As I see that I get moved.
He's not moving. He's just pointing.
No, but I saw that my character got moved.
Sorry, it was bugging me.
I stepped away on purpose.
It's implied, don't worry.
Okay.
Sweetheart, don't move as though I couldn't reach you in a moment. And you, sir, your name.
Oh, Comrade the Third. It's a lineage.
I'm Bazogate.
Do you 3 choose to abide by the laws and accords of the Riding Guild while in the approach of the Riding Companion and Spy Master of Astra?
Is there any fine print?
Oh yes, there's plenty.
You bet your ass there's fine print.
Could I read, please? That'd be very nice.
Absolutely. Give me 1 second. I'm looking stuff.
I'm
Oh,
not
no.
going to bother with the fine
going to
print
copy.
because I can't read. I'll accept it.
Don't worry. I'm. Carl's character can't actually write common. So...
No. Let me copy player's chat. Basically, turns around and shoots the 3 witch lights into the sky, and then begins writing in multiple languages, except for the one that he cannot read in, common, while trying to list the rules of the guild while speaking thusly. The Riders Guild is responsible for the attainment and the requirement, and more importantly, the defense of the physical bodies of all contracted people who are responsible for the possessions and or malevolence of the riding ghosts that are their accompaniment, as well as the accompaniment of the official spy master, that is me, to take care of them while the contracts are to be binding. Each contract that is written and signed with one ghost to every one rider and riding companion is a legally binding document upon which the ghost, on pain of death from our dear goddess of prayer, may her word be bound, will be contracted upon strict and painful assimilation of death or embindment and entrapment within a plane of their choice, whether it be a bag of holding or an extra-dimensional plane to which they have been banished. Much like the sword that was in the tree, whether it be by their will or against their will. At no time will any harm come to you during this contract, but you will be responsible for any actions that you have agreed to, such as the refinement of this village, the cause and responsibility to find out why nobody has taken care of this village, why my goddess's village has been ruined, and ultimately, the payment of 1 fine payment of sword and or holding space accoutrement to that of a stone of within when I am not in place. As I defined pretty well, but we'll get over the finer details when you can start being the top payment. And after about 10 minutes, the witch lights fizzle. Do you agree to a binding legal partnership?
Agree. If you ask first, please.
Oh, absolutely. Would you like to have a ghost best friend? And he tries really
I will look to Mr. Chubbs. Do you want another friend?
Chubb has got this big dumb grin on his face. This should be a laugh.
Sure.
Don't worry, girlie. If he tries anything funny, I'll get rid of him.
Okay. Sure.
wonderful. What about you, big boy? Referring specifically in Mark's direction.
I love all the people. They're all my friends. So, yes,
The dead
sure.
ones.
If you think about it this way, we can truly be collective.
Truly.
Yeah, I'm on board.
And of course, the most important fine print reaches into his ghostly clothing, pulling out a ghostly card. The most important lesson I can be able to teach upon all of you upon this extravaganza of this writing companion experience is the ability to call on the assistance and help of one servant of the goddess Astra and their ability of the writing guild. Effectively, I am in your diplomatic reproach and will now serve as your diplomatic representative on behalf of... Well, I can't read this. We're gonna have to make a new name for a town! In fact, I'm gonna have to make a new name for this plane.
I believe it's currently just called the graveyard. This place.
Specifically, just called the Charnel Yard.
It's a very charming name.
Graveyard. Yard grave. Yard grave. Yard graveyard. Yard of the graves. I got it! I now name this town the Graveborough.
Let's put a pin in that. How about Avistad?
Abistad. Is that short for something?
Just grave with stad on the end.
Suppose that can be a nickname for the local children. We can never children have family.
How do you feel about me moving hundreds of workers into this location? Well, under your control, obviously.
Oh, see, that's the important thing here. I can't control an entire village. I can only be able to control at least, he starts counting his fingers. About 5 people at a time, as supposing that they were humanoid first. I used to have a lot better skills, but sleeping in a sword in such a cramped environment kind of does a number on the old corporeal body.
Don't worry, bro. We'll get you back to those levels.
But the important thing is that as I do represent the writing guild of this town, if we are able to get people to settle to this town, we can be able to rebuild it over time. And I can be able to leave somebody in control of this place to serve as our, well, my, but your, thus our new estate. Effectively, this can be a home away from home. And in my case, it will have to be the home that will replace what you have taken me out of. And once we find somebody to run this place, I can be able to do this little song and dance I did to the rest of you and be able to keep an eye on this place. You do realize that this can be a very lucrative thing for all of us. To help the community, of course.
When we want to leave this island,
I mean, of course, but you do realize this ability of mine has absolutely no limitations. You do know that, yes?
I did not know that, but I'm just asking Baz and my homie, comrade.
What?
Oh, about us trying to leave the island?
Yeah, that's gonna be a while, to be honest.
We're waiting on news for boatages, aren't we? But I do have my heart set on liberating the people of this island before we leave.
He laughs in a foreboding manner, but with all the cheer and grin of a dad. I'm not talking about the island boys and small female child. No. You see, the Riding Guild used to spread across the entire land of this place. But if this place is dilapidated, I have a feeling that somebody has dismantled our guild. I seek to restore the honor to Astra in all of her glory, including the nipple tassel. It's just a simple goal. It's not really that complex. Well, everybody has humble beginnings, and this town can be yours. All we need to do is do a little bit of preparation before we move on from here.
You know what? I don't mind the idea of having some kind of a permanent outpost. I've been wanting to create a little homestead for a while now. I think the main issue with it would be dealing with all the seawater brackishness and the overall corruption that has seeped into this area, which will take a while.
It's gonna be a fixer-upper. Very interesting word. Is that human?
I believe so.
We can always be able to return here eventually. I just need you to gather a couple things for me that I can be able to use in the interim.
Like what?
Well, how many of there are you exactly within this group of yours?
How many humans do you mean?
Well, technically, I can possess anything that happens to humanoidal shape, but assuming that you're not walking around with, I don't know, a giant black. Exactly how many people do you associate with outside of Billy Slick here?
Eris will point towards the direction where just the faint grey mist in the form of Aiden is. That's just been idling after us, apparently. She's with us, but she waves her hand in front of her. I think she's idling.
Yes, I know this. It is the mists of the Pandarian mind's fog. Your friend here seems to be in a different place entirely. Her body's here, but her mind is, and he whistles. I can't do anything about that. I could physically move her for you, but unfortunately, there's not much I can do in the way of fate. You see, riding possession...
Been dealing and just following. Seems to be fine for now.
I mean, I don't know, but there are limitations to the ability. Not like I can just simply make you do anything you want. Anything that you happen to know might be knowledge I can become aware of, but I do not have the ability to use your innate skill. For example, if you were able to fly, little girl, I would not be able to make you fly. I know that you can fly, but you'd have to do that of your own accord, or you'd have to show me how to help you fly. Or you, big boy, who I intend to possess as my physical body to move around in as a velour skin suit against the world. If you're a fighter, I need you to teach me how to fight again. Then I can be able to fight with you, inside of you, like part of you.
Yeah, sure.
Outside of that, there's not really much I can do other than walk inside of you for a time being. And as concerning as it is to only being able to possess 5 people at once, 5 is a very big number when you consider the fact that we all now think at the same speed and I can communicate with you as though I was inside your mind. In time, I will be able to do things of a magnanimous degree equal to that of the prestidigitation of any grand wizard, vizier, or kind of court. Till then, your ragtag group has no more diplomacy known as that as spit on a gravestone. So, we need a base of operations. that here can be the grave borrow. But in the meantime, in order to be sure that we can come back here, I'm going to need a body to put myself into, keep track of what's happening here. And fortunately, there's plenty of them. And unfortunately, I can't possess any of them. But we need one in case we have to come back. I'm talking the undead, son. You wouldn't have happened to butcher all of them to pieces, did you?
Well, we didn't run into too many of them. There was a unfortunate ATF agent who committed untimely safety incident.
And is his body and his head still together?
No.
Believe
I mean-
They're currently being chewed up by a dog.
Yeah.
Well, that's not gonna work.
Actually, there was this other zombie-like creature a bit further back, which I believe was intact. I'm not sure if it's still on the surface. May have to fetch it.
Yeah,
I mean,
tell you
the
what,
last thing you remember is it being having its head crushed, so that one probably won't work.
Gotcha. Well, guess we'll have to find some other receptacle for you.
well, that's
On
gonna
that-
have to work for the time being. Meanwhile, I'm gonna have to be wearing you. And while you're here, do you mind taking a look through the town so I can find out what has happened to the people who last dwelled in this domicile?
On the subject of undead, it's the strangest thing, you know, let you mention it.
Ah, there we are. So,
As they begin to lurch from the silt, as the binding ritual that was attached to the tree finally fades. And as Ash goes, people, we may have a problem, as a purple, glowing, baleful witch-like eye stares out from the chasm within this tree trunk.
Oh yeah, now I remember. Oh, you're gonna want to get ready to tell that.
Back.
Yeah. How you doing?
You know them?
Oh yeah, I just remembered. There was a very important thing that required all of my intelligence, willpower, and restraint to do to this tree, and you have to celebrate the ritual that bound me to it to keep them in the ground. Not a big deal.
As you watch as the binding ritual that courses out through the soil and through the roots of the tree, coils out through the swamp, goes up the chapel walls, and across each stained glass window, you see this layer of shimmering light crack and shatter and explode out across the clearing.
Nurse will duck down and make sure Mr. Chubbs doesn't get hit by any glass.
The glass itself is not what breaks, but the barrier, as literally just chunks of this razor thin spiritual energy scythe outwards. You can see it trim the upper portion of the tree clean off and obliterate it down to just mulch.
More fine than a hind after a night of deflowering. I wish I could remember what happened here. Anywho, I suggest y'all get your weapons out, because we about to be having ourselves a little tussle.
Though we will be leaving it there for the week. Just gotta keep you keen, after all. And we'll be reconvening next week for the first of the throwdowns, in earnest, out here in the Lich Yard. And I hope all of you will be joining us, those of you at home. Hopefully with a little bit more in terms of fancy thumbnails and such next week.
I reckon I reckon that worked to our advantage this week. I think there were people who came who weren't expecting the game and it. Like,
I mean, reading one message, this game, thought it was a live stream. Yeah. Oh.
Haha, you were wanting to learn about the midterms. Get fucked.
Anyway, I hope to see you all again here next week, ladies and gentlemen. And a very grateful welcome to our new player, single player Carl. Very good to have you on board.
Right.
A much needed shot in the arm. Any closing statements for those on the team?
I just want to tell people to go and watch my Xanderhall video. It's pretty funny.
As soon as we can get into Nick do some edits for the video, or get the thumbnail set up, and we will get links to that set up in the description as well.
I did put a link in the chat for anyone who's here live right now. Like, go and check it out after.
Yes. Any words?
My final thoughts are more so a question for Carl's character, which is, how intact do you need the body to be?
I need it to be able to still be in the dirt so I can know where it is.
Sounds good.
They don't need arms and they don't need legs.
Need like a spine.
They need to be able to see.
A bit ableist.
God.
Well, for sentry duty, it's helpful.
Should just have the head on a pike.
Unironically, could probably work.
It actually would.
Good.
Carl, any closing statements?
Will this new ghost that has ruined the party be dangerous, or will he be friend? Will they survive this dangerous encounter with the undead as they have made a new friend in the afterlife? Will they be able to make anything out of this? Will Aiden return from the mists of the Pandarian Mindfall? Find out next time on Broken Crown Z.
Oh no.
See you then, folks. Hella for showing.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Talakura.
Say goodbye.